Welcome to 21st Century Learning, exploring the intersection of education and technology. This is episode number 3.10, and you're listening to the EdTech Talk channel of the World Bridges Network. Today is April 23rd, 2015. I'm Alex Ragone.
And I'm Benny Brotman. And our friend is not here today.
Yes, not here. It's busy time of year.
Well, and doubly for him. And all of our thoughts and prayers go for both he and his wife for the arrival of their first children. So,
yeah. So it's an exciting time for everybody.
Exciting time.
So Vinny, we were talking about temperature differences between Texas and New York, and but I think that the level of kind of busyness, the busy factor is in effect for both of us as we enter these final months of the school year.
Final months, 4 weeks from tomorrow is graduation.
Oh my gosh!
And and 5 weeks from today is our final faculty meeting. So our final faculty meeting is the 29th of May, and because of Memorial Day dropping to the end of the cycle of the rotation.
Yep.
We're actually out with our final faculty meetings before Memorial Day next year.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I been thinking about, and just
people are switching to T-Mobile
and dealing with.
They're jumping to
the fact that everything is just moved up a couple of weeks, and so we're really in the thick of it in terms of end of the year focus, which it's the end of year focus, and beginning June 1st, we've got a 10-week window before faculty are back on campus. On the 9th of August for
that's just
faculty meetings. So it's kind of fun, but
it's a whole different calendar.
Whole different.
Our 8th grade graduation is the 15th of June, so we go till then, and we have a couple of faculty meeting days. And then we come back. We don't come back this year until the week before Labor Day. So
yeah, but yeah, it's crazy.
So what's busy for you right now? What's keeping you working long hours?
Well, I'm trying not to, but so we've got a number of projects. We had our accreditation visit. And self-study visit. So, just recently we've gotten the visiting team report back, and so kind of taking a look at that. So it's really, it matched all of the things that we said that we wanted to do and that we've begun doing. So it was a pretty slam dunk, not in a bad way, but because we've done all the prep work on the front end,
right,
thoughtful and thorough way. So. Yeah, so there's that. We in 2015 or 2016-17, we are opening up a new cafeteria that's got some new middle school learning spaces. So a lot of flexible spaces and maker space, and just kind of going through that building review, making sure all the data and electrical and everything is going to meet not only our current needs, but looking down the road. Because buildings are supposed to last for 50 years to allow for that particular growth. At the same time, we're working with middle school committee and beginning to work with middle school faculty and going to a prescribed one-to-one device program in that same learning space. So we're going to be opening, really just kind of literally blowing up beginning June 1st. The learning spaces in our middle school and setting new expectations. We've got some projects in the lower school. They've done work with them, did a maker workshop with them, and they're kind of rethinking the computer lab, and I think we're going to transform that. We're looking at we're bringing in new emergency communications in terms of announcements, and tying in current phone systems with PA systems across campus, as well as the emergency phone trigger. We're upgrading to one that will handle SMS messaging along with emailing as well as the calls from one trigger. So, and then, we're looking at new point of sales in terms of, we're a Blackbaud school. We're currently using RMS. And, the RMS has an end of life that's been announced.
Yep.
So we're looking at the alternatives. Do we make that, we just came out of the meeting, and do we make that jump this summer, knowing that our summer the year after, opening the new space and going to the 1v1 is going to be just absolutely nutty on that. And so anticipating that. So just, it's the normal day-to-day complex system that we have here. And, oh, by the way, we're going to develop, a scope and sequence and a vertical alignment and just, really justify what we're doing. So,
Wow.
Not much.
I miss your job.
Do you?
No, I don't. There are some things that I miss about it, but that, I mean, it's so interesting, like that juggle. It just changes. You just have different tasks. But we're
These parents and things, and
getting to the end of the year. I did this morning. We did a high school kind of parent panel, starting to get our parents ready, and thinking about what the high school process looks like, and helping them stay calm. So we did that. I told you before, I'm helping run a middle school unconference this afternoon for administrators and deans and teacher leaders in middle schools around New York City through NICE, so that's exciting. And then we have at City and Country, where we have a play process. So many of our groups are preparing starting to do their plays, which are these kind of representations of the kind of learning that they've done in their social studies. So we have lots of that going on. The end of the year, kind of unsteadiness as it gets warmer and kids get more excited. So we've had, a few kind of a number of conversations with where I've had a number of conversations with kids, and we're trying to wrap the year up, make sure that all the kids that we've, are supported and feeling good at the end of the year. So it's looking at it, making sure all the pieces are in place. We have a report writing day next week, so that's off the ground. And then in our faculty, we've been working on. I started these working groups last year, and this year we've continued, and so we're working in smaller groups on bigger items. So we're sharing kind of the responsibility of big tasks. So we have a report writing group that's been really looking at our report system and how we might modify that. We've been looking at we have a group that's doing a whole conversation on social studies and social justice and what that means and how that intersection happens here, and what the community looks like, and how do we make sure that like current events and what's happening in the world is part of our kids' lives, and especially at younger ages, that it's complicated. So we've been really working on doing that work, and it's very important at the same time at those younger ages to make sure kids are talking about what justice is and what it means to be the other, and how that works in our society. So it's like all of that stuff is running around. Got my to-do list. That's like 18 pages long.
Got the single column to-do list.
No. And my project management task stuff. We've been doing some hiring. We just hired a few teachers. Might have to hire some more.
Yeah.
So it's all that stuff. It makes for the days. Yeah. There you go. It makes our days go quickly.
Absolutely. So what are you most excited about? You've got a lot of different things going and everything.
I think it's been, for me, we're really working. I think that the kind of triangle where like when I started here, we had doubled the middle and upper school over the. I started the year that the last single group of middle and upper schoolers made their way through the school, and so. And it's not huge scale. I mean, there were 15 of them, and then it went to 23, and now we have 27. But just that scaling, the doubling of groups, the doubling of the number of classes we offer, and the specials that each child has, has really affected our community in some big ways, and we're trying to kind of learn how to live in a bigger organization, but stay small and intimate, and kind of give teacher and student voice, keep them important as a progressive school. That's really critical here. So that's, so these working groups, I feel like are kind of starting to make an impact on who we are, and trying to learn how to manage them and keep the communication channels open between them, and then keep the processes going so that we're getting proposals back and taking steps forward feels, I guess that's what I'm most excited about, to see how that might play out. It's one of the things. I don't know. We've been doing we did a lot of equity work. We as a faculty went through a project called Undoing Racism, which is an intense experience to say the least. And we're now kind of figuring out how to move forward as a community and work on social justice and diversity inside us, inside the community. So we've had, a meeting yesterday. We have some interesting ideas there. So there's a lot. I mean, I think there's a lot. For me, it's about how do we just grow as a community and kind of help kids learn and be deep thinkers, and also, be an empathetic and caring place for everyone who's part of our community. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. For us, it's finding the balance.
Yeah.
Technology and not technology.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it's, for me, what I'm really excited about is the shift from a siloed, network-centric operation to one which is really learning-driven. Much more collaborative. So that's my huge challenge. And
To be
the pieces to move.
It's a big deal. I mean, I think that that shift, that kind of cloud-based shift. I mean, one of the big things that happened between my last job and here is, and what I love about the technology here at City and Country is it's really light. Like, it's a bunch of access points, a server, and a few computers. That's and there it leaves it to the faculty and students to kind of really integrate. And for example, we got our first 3D printer this year, which was a little late to the game, but the use I've seen on it is incredible. I can actually throw up a link. Our fifth graders are studying the Middle Ages, and they made chess pieces and printed out a full chessboard and one group is studying kind of Scandinavian kind of Vikings. The other group is doing Europe, and they printed out different pieces based on what they were studying. So it was very cool, kind of work. And so the maker movement is alive and well here, just in different ways.
Yeah. No, and as we've talked about, the maker movement is really not about a movement, but it's about mindset. This is a new mindset. And it can take a variety of different areas, because again, we're looking at a lower school. Do we need the 3D printing and the various different things there? Yeah, kind of, and maybe, but not at the level. Yes, it is. Nothing is more fascinating than watching a 3D printed print and figuring out why and how it's working. But at the same token, there's a lot of other things that we can do with a lot of low-res cost materials, and we've talked about this many times. So.
Yep. Hey, well, it's 2 o'clock.
It is.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Flies?
Huh?
Like the calendar sheet, the calendar days off of my calendar. I don't know about you, but I got up and this morning and it's like, wasn't yesterday Monday? Thursday. So
it's not something to complain about when your weeks go that quickly, right?
I understand. So,
well,
take the sun out, sir.
Thanks everybody for listening to 21st Century Learning, exploring the intersection of education and technology for April 23rd, 2015. If you have questions or comments, please find us on Twitter or Facebook. And we look forward to talking to you in a couple weeks and hearing about the babes from Mr. Grover.
All righty. Have a good night.
See ya.